Every time you ignore your boundaries for love, you teach her that your dignity is negotiable. What you tolerate in silence becomes the standard you live by. It's not that she changed, it's that you kept bending until you broke. Have you ever given your all to someone only to feel emptier afterward? In the name of love, many men sacrifice their dignity, not realizing that true respect cannot be begged. You don't lose yourself all at once. You lose yourself one small compromise at a time, until one day, you no longer recognize the man in the mirror. Every time you ignore your boundaries for love, you teach her that your dignity is negotiable. What you tolerate in silence becomes the standard you live by. It's not that she changed, it's that you kept bending until you broke. Pause for a moment. Think about how you show up in your relationships. Think about the invisible lines you've allowed to blur. Not out of weakness, but out of a desire to be enough for someone who doesn't see your worth. Stoic wisdom isn't about being cold or distant. It's about holding firm to your values, knowing when to stay, and more importantly, when to walk away. In today's reflection, we'll uncover 9 things a man should never do with a woman. Not out of pride, but out of deep, unwavering self-respect. Because a man who doesn't respect himself will always be chasing respect from others and losing both in the process. Let's begin. 1. Don't beg for her time. If you have to beg for someone's time, you are already too far from yourself. A man grounded in his worth never chases attention. He values presence, but not at the cost of self-respect. When she consistently cancels, reschedules, or shows up half-heartedly, she's telling you something. Not in words, but in patterns. Stoicism teaches us to observe reality, not our fantasy of what someone could be. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "If someone does not value their time with you, it is not your duty to convince them. It is your duty to value your own." Time is the most honest currency. And when you give it away to someone who treats it carelessly, you're not being kind, you're being careless with your own soul. So don't text twice. Don't beg to see her. Don't wait in a void of silence, hoping she'll notice your loyalty. You are not an option. You are not a backup plan. You are a man on a path, and anyone who doesn't walk beside you with intention shouldn't walk beside you at all. Respect begins not with how she treats you, but with how you allow yourself to be treated. 2. Don't over-explain your worth. A man who constantly explains himself is a man seeking validation where it should already exist. When you find yourself over-explaining why you're busy, why you dream big, why you don't settle, you're not building connection. You're silently pleading to be understood. But Stoicism reminds us, be indifferent to the approval of the crowd. Your worth is self-evident to the self-aware. If she cannot see your value in how you carry yourself, your focus, your purpose, your calm, then no paragraph, no poetic confession will make her see what she refuses to acknowledge. Explaining too much is often a mask for insecurity. It says, "I need you to believe in me because I'm still unsure myself." But a Stoic knows, you don't convince people to respect you. You simply show up as the man who respects himself and allow the rest to reveal themselves accordingly. So, stop performing. Stop narrating your journey to those who are not even watching. Walk your path. Let your silence speak your strength, and let time filter out the ones who can't hear it. 3. Don't chase after rejection. There is no dignity in chasing what has already turned away. Rejection is not a challenge. It's a message, and a Stoic reads messages, not fantasies. When a woman pulls back, avoids you, goes silent, many men react by pushing forward harder, texting more, proving more, hoping more. But the more you chase, the smaller you become in her eyes, and worse in your own. Epictetus reminds, freedom is the ability to walk away from what is not meant for you. Rejection hurts. Yes. But what hurts more is clinging to the illusion that affection can be earned by effort alone. True connection flows. It does not beg. It does not plead. The Stoic man knows. You cannot force water to run uphill, nor love to bloom in dry soil. So when the energy shifts, notice. When the interest fades, respect it. When the door closes, do not knock again. Because the man who walks away with silence walks away with power. 4. Don't apologize for having standards. Having standards doesn't make you harsh. It makes you aware of your value. Many men lower their boundaries in fear of being too much, too principled, too slow, too quiet, too honest. They think, if I'm softer, maybe she'll stay. If I bend a little, maybe she'll accept me. But every time you apologize for your standards, you chip away at the very frame that holds your integrity together. Stoicism teaches us not to chase acceptance, but to live aligned with principle. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "Waste no more time arguing about what a good man should be. Be one." Your standards are not walls, they are gates. They don't keep people out. They reveal who is willing to walk through with honor. So if she calls your patience boring, your depth too heavy, your purpose too intense, let her go. You are not here to be understood by everyone. You are here to be consistent with yourself. A Stoic does not apologize for being whole in a world that rewards fragments. 5. Don't let her guilt you into silence. Guilt is a powerful tool, and in the wrong hands, it becomes a leash. Some women won't confront you directly, but they'll make you feel bad for having needs, for speaking up, for setting boundaries. Oh, I guess you don't trust me. So now I'm the bad person? Why are you being so sensitive? Suddenly, the issue isn't her behavior. It's your reaction to it. But a Stoic man knows manipulation thrives in fog. Clarity is the enemy of guilt. Seneca once wrote, "He who is brave is free." And there is no braver act in a relationship than speaking your truth, even when it risks losing comfort. Your silence may buy peace in the moment, but over time, it costs you your voice. So when something feels wrong, name it. When your boundaries are crossed, say it. Not to control, not to fight, but to stay loyal to your own soul. Because a man who cannot speak with truth will eventually live in quiet resentment. And that's a life no Stoic ever chooses. 6. Don't abandon your mission for her. Every Stoic knows purpose comes before pleasure. And yet, many men slowly drift from their path. Not because they're weak, but because they confuse devotion with self-sacrifice. You start skipping workouts, canceling your goals, letting your vision blur just to make space for someone else's comfort. At first, it feels like love. Eventually, it feels like loss. Marcus Aurelius reminds us, a man loses himself not in a single step, but in many quiet compromises. You are not here to orbit her life. You are here to walk your own. And if she aligns with your direction, you walk together. If not, you don't stop. You don't shrink. You don't reroute your mission to fit her mood. A Stoic man is not cold. He loves deeply, but never more than he respects his purpose, because the man who betrays his calling for companionship will one day resent both. 7. Don't tolerate disrespect just to keep the peace. Peace is not the absence of conflict. Peace is the presence of self-respect. Many men tolerate small jabs, the sarcastic digs, the public embarrassment, the passive-aggressive comments, all in the name of keeping the peace. But silence in the face of disrespect isn't harmony. It's quiet self-abandonment. Stoicism doesn't teach us to avoid conflict at all costs. It teaches us to remain calm, to assess clearly, and to respond with grounded strength. Epictetus said, "If someone speaks ill of you, live in such a way that no one believes them." But he never said, "Accept being disrespected just to be liked." If you must stay small to be accepted, you've already been rejected. You are not here to be passive. You are here to be principled. And a principle without boundaries is just a suggestion waiting to be violated. So when she mocks you in front of others, belittles your thoughts, dismisses your voice, you don't scream, you don't beg, you don't threaten. You stand. You speak once. And if it continues, you leave not to punish, but to protect your dignity. Because a Stoic man would rather be alone with his peace than surrounded by people who mistake his silence for weakness. 8. Don't put her on a pedestal. When you put someone on a pedestal, you don't raise them. You lower yourself. Admiration is natural. Worship is delusion. Many men begin relationships with genuine appreciation. But over time, that appreciation morphs into blind idolization. They start to believe she can do no wrong. They excuse red flags. They justify disrespect. They rewrite reality just to keep the fantasy alive. But a Stoic doesn't live in fantasy. He lives in alignment with what is not what he wishes someone to be. Marcus Aurelius reminds, "Look at things as they are, and see through their facade. She is not your goddess. She is a person flawed, evolving, just like you. When you idealize her, you stop being honest with yourself. You give up your power to think clearly, to hold her accountable, to walk away if necessary. You don't need to be cynical. You simply need to be awake." A real relationship isn't built on worship. It's built on mutual respect. And you cannot respect someone fully if you're too busy pretending they're perfect. So take her off the pedestal, put her beside you, or let her go. 9. Don't lose yourself to win her. There is no greater loss than the slow erosion of who you are, done quietly, willingly, in the name of love. You give up your hobbies. You neglect your goals. You become who she wants, thinking it will make her stay. But the more you vanish to please her, the less of you there is to love. Seneca once said, "To be everywhere is to be nowhere, and to be everything she wants is to be no one at all." A Stoic man is not built for shape-shifting. He is built for stillness, for strength, for inner gravity. If a woman cannot love you as you are, not perfect, but principled, then what she loves is an illusion, and illusions always fade. So protect your essence. Guard your path. Hold tight to the man you fought to become. Because the right woman will not ask you to lose yourself. She will remind you who you are. When you start to forget, every man has loved too much, given too much, abandoned himself for someone who never truly saw him. But now you see that respect cannot be bought with silence. Love cannot grow in imbalance. And peace is not the reward for pleasing others. It's the consequence of living true to yourself. Let this video be your mirror, your reminder, your quiet wake-up call. If this message stirred something inside you, subscribe to Live Stoic now. Not just for wisdom, but for daily reminders of who you are and who you refuse to stop being. Stay calm, stay strong, stay stoic. Until next time.